Well, after the New York Times report of a possible truce of some kind that unnamed officials in the IDF are allegedly seeking, here to discuss the situation is Israeli MK Boaz Bismuth. Boaz, thanks so much for joining us today. I want to start with something positive. The newly announced Parliamentary Friendship Council between the United States House of Representatives and the Knesset. Can you tell us more about this new committee?
First of all, I'm very happy to be part of this new committee this morning. I must admit that when I woke up and I went to the Knesset as a new member of this, or co-chair of this friendship group, I mean, I felt very, very proud because in those rainy days that we have, in those very challenging days that we have right now, to have such a group is important. As you know, I mean, Israel is at war, and it's not a short war, it's a long and tough war, and friendship is important, especially friendship with our biggest ally, which is the United States of America. It was great to see, I mean, our friends coming here and showing support, and we need that legitimacy from the Americans, and this friendship group will do all it can in order to, on the contrary, comfort more and more the American friendship here in Israel and vice versa.
I have to admit, I was a little bit shocked as an Israeli American myself that there wasn't already a friendship council. I understand the U.S. House of Representatives has only 6, and now Israel. What kind of activities will you guys be conducting through this friendship council?
So first of all, I mean, you were not the only one surprised. When I was proposed, I mean, being the co-chair, I was surprised myself. By the way, I must admit that I'm very, although he's opposition, the fact that Idan Rol is with me, I'm very happy. I think he will do also an excellent job. What can I say? What is our challenge? Our challenge, of course, is friendship between the two nations, also fighting anti-Semitism, legitimacy, and maintaining this friendship. I must tell you one thing, I mean, when we speak of America and Israel, yesterday, I mean, we visited with our American friends, with American congressmen. We visited the Kfar Aza in the south, and we saw over there one of the survivors, and he spoke over there, one of those, Shachar his name is, and he was talking about the fact that you can see the light in the darkness that we have right now. And when he said that, when he spoke about light, I think of America, America with its values, America with its imposing, by the way, imposing in brackets or without its values on the world. I think Israel is doing exactly the same thing, and this is why I think that this, how would I say, this friendship group, and I am in other friendship groups, but this one is not only about rationality, as usually you have in international relationship between countries. It has also to do a lot with emotions, because America and Israel, yes, you can say that. It's also not only a rational, it's also a love story, and this is something that is should be done, and I'm very happy to be part of it.
Absolutely. Shared values is a core part of this allyship. Getting a little bit more political, I wanted to ask you about the New York Times report, which claimed that some IDF officials are perhaps open to some kind of truce that may leave Hamas in power. Where is this coming from? And are there growing tensions between IDF leadership and the government?
Well, tension between IDF leadership and the Israeli government, if you want. You know, for months, people went out to the street and were talking or claiming democracy, and they were much worried about democracy in Israel. Now, in democracy, I'll tell you how it functions. You know, it's government. Government takes decision, and the army executes. This is how it functions. There are parts in history where I would see something not exactly similar, but it was, for example, in Turkey, when you needed the military in order to maintain democracy. Israel, thank God, is not there. We're a democracy, a very, how would I say, a very healthy one. And in a democracy, army execute, army does not decide. This is how it was, and this is how it will continue. And whether some American medias like it or not, this is why I'm in this headline. I would take it in a very skeptical way. And I would say that if anyone imagines that the army can take decisions, well, they're totally wrong. Israel is a democracy. This is not the way it functions. And by the way, when we decide, when we take decisions, we, won elections for that, you know. So it means the decision is for the people, and we obey what they asked.
Last question. We are running out of time, but I wanted to get your take on this regarding the northern front. Of course, we've seen continuous escalation by Hezbollah. Now the Lebanese foreign minister is perhaps signaling that they don't want a war. Is there any chance to actually avoid a war when dealing with Hezbollah?
So that's exactly what we talked about this morning with our American friends. I mean, the fact that you mustn't forget one thing. Hezbollah is operating from Lebanon. Lebanon is a sovereign state. I mean, and states, countries like France, like United Kingdom, like America, they've got embassies in Beirut. And they must always remember that in Beirut, you've got a parliament. Over there seats members of Hezbollah, a terrorist organization. Meaning, in order to fix this problem of Hezbollah, of terrorism in Lebanon, you must also, how would I say, go to the root of the problem, which is also Lebanon by itself. I'm not saying that tomorrow Israel is going to war against the state of Lebanon, but I'm saying that Lebanese state accepts a terrorist group inside their own parliament, meaning, I mean, big countries have to take also responsibilities in the Middle East, and what was before the 7th will not be after, meaning a terrorist entity will not govern in the south, meaning in Gaza, a terrorist entity will not govern in the north, in Lebanon.
Thank you so much. We are out of time, Boaz, but I want to thank you for your insights.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much.